Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. American Pickers star Robbie Wolfe has been bashed by fans for being uninteresting and boring following a recent episode of the show. Robbie, 62, is the brother of veteran American Pickers host Mike Wolfe, 60, and took over after former co-host Frank Fritz, 58, was fired in July 2021. Since joining the History Channel show, viewers have criticized Robbie, with many pleading for him to get the boot. After a clip from Wednesday's episode was shared on Facebook, fans again voiced their opinions about the host. The scene showed Mike and Robbie negotiating a deal with a customer for vintage car parts. However, Robbie acted uninterested in the deal and primarily stayed quiet while his brother did all the talking. At one point, Robbie admitted he wasn't keen on the parts, telling his brother, "I'm not on this. I've got too many projects." Fans pointed out the reality star's less than enthusiastic reaction and slammed him in the comments. "Boring as always, so boring. Same crap, different episode," one person wrote. "Robbie talks like he has a say, he should be back cutting lawns," remarked another. Fans previously demanded Robbie be fired from the show and called for Frank's return. American Pickers Robbie Wolfe rages if you understood, after he's accused of asking for too much for his 1958 Chevy. In the comment section of an Instagram post highlighting the latest season, one fan begged, "Please don't pair Jersey John with Robbie and tell Robbie to quit being such a frickin' grouch. This show is such a feel-good show and so positive, don't bring grouchiness into it." Another complained, "I genuinely feel like he ruins the whole thing." Frank departed from the show after taking a hiatus to undergo back surgery. In July 2023, the ex-TV star suffered a stroke and has since been placed under conservatorship and guardianship. Even with Robbie stepping in as host on American Pickers, he and Mike might be ready to call it quits. A pal of Mike's exclusively told the US Sun, "I don't know how long the show will last. I don't know how long Mike and Robbie want to do this. I think they would like to retire at some point. It's been 12 years. It's a strain on your life. They've done this a long time. When they're around it's, we're on the road again. I ain't got time to do this, I ain't got time to do that." They added, "It's a love-hate like with any job. Some days you don't wish you had that job and you could do whatever you wanted. Some days you're all excited about your job." Their decision might be partly due to the show's drastically dipped ratings. American Pickers has struggled to get the viewership it once had, and the hosts have appeared to focus on other endeavors. Robbie Wolfe, one of the current hosts of American Pickers, has had big shoes to fill ever since stepping into the spotlight. While his older brother Mike Wolfe has long been the face of the show, Robbie has slowly carved out his place alongside longtime appraiser Danielle. However, not all fans are convinced. In a recent episode featuring an intense bidding war, viewers took to social media to call Robbie boring and claim that he had nothing to say. The episode in question showcased a classic American Pickers moment, a heated bidding battle over a rare vintage sign that had collectors foaming at the mouth. The stakes were high, and the tension should have been palpable. Robbie Wolfe's transition into a main hosting role hasn't been without criticism. While Mike Wolfe remains an integral part of the show, Robbie has been tasked with filling in more prominently, particularly following the departure of Frank Fritz. Frank's exit left a noticeable gap in the dynamic. For years, fans loved the contrasting styles between Frank and Mike. Frank's easygoing humor balanced out Mike's encyclopedic knowledge of antiques. Now, many feel that Robbie isn't bringing the same level of energy or expertise to the show. "It's not that Robbie is bad," one viewer wrote in a Facebook discussion. "It's just that he doesn't add much. He seems to be there because he's Mike's brother, not because he's great on TV." Other fans have pointed out that while Robbie does have knowledge of the antique business, having run his own restoration company for years, he doesn't always translate that expertise into engaging television. His reserved demeanor and straightforward approach might work in a real-life picking scenario, but on a show that thrives on personality and storytelling, it leaves something to be desired. What made American Pickers a massive hit in its early days was the camaraderie between its hosts. Mike and Frank had a natural chemistry that played well on camera, making even the most mundane finds feel exciting. Add Danielle Colby's fiery personality into the mix, and the show had the perfect balance of knowledge, humor, and drama. Robbie, on the other hand, comes across as more subdued. He knows his stuff, but he doesn't deliver it with the same charm or enthusiasm that fans have come to expect. Instead of sparking conversations or injecting humor into negotiations, he tends to keep things straightforward and businesslike, an approach that, while effective in real-life deals, feels dry on television. I miss the days when the guys would joke around and make these picks feel like an adventure, one Reddit user wrote. Now it feels more like a transaction. Robbie just doesn't have that spark. Despite the criticism, some fans believe that Robbie still has the potential to grow into his role. Not every host starts off as a fan favorite, and given time, he might develop a more engaging presence. He's still figuring it out, one fan argued. Maybe he just needs to loosen up a little. He obviously knows antiques, but he needs to bring more personality to the show. Others believe the issue is less about Robbie himself and more about how the show has evolved. American Pickers has been on the air since 2010, and some believe it's simply lost the magic it once had. Even if Frank was still around, I think the show would feel different, another fan commented. It's just not the same anymore. Robbie is an easy target, but I think there are bigger problems with the show's format now. With ratings fluctuating and longtime fans growing increasingly vocal about their dissatisfaction, the big question remains: can American Pickers recapture its former glory? While Mike Wolfe remains a strong anchor for the show, Robbie will need to find a way to connect with audiences in a more compelling way if he hopes to avoid further backlash. For now, fans sing divided, some willing to give Robbie a chance, while others are ready to tune out if the show doesn't bring back the excitement that once made it a hit. If American Pickers wants to remain a staple in the world of reality television, it may be time for some adjustments, whether that means Robbie stepping up his game or the show finding a way to reintroduce the spark that first made it great.